Hello everyone, in this tutorial I'll be showing you how to crochet the Pokemon Ivysaur. This is part of my 3-series crochet tutorial where I show you how to crochet all 3 evolutions of Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur. For Ivysaur, we have the body, the legs, and the ears the exact same way as we did Bulbasaur. So if you haven't already checked, please check out that tutorial where I will show you step by step on how to crochet this body, ears, and legs. And we're just going to add on the pink bob and the leaves. That's going to be different. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to do that. Also attaching the new spots for Ivysaur. So the materials I use for Ivysaur is size 3 yarn. I did it in Cascade Yarns Ultra Pima, and this is a wonderful yarn. It's mercerized cotton, meaning that it's extra shiny. And the colors I used is ice and spring green. Spring green for the leaves, ice for the body. And for the pink, I decided to use also a size 3 in Payne's Grace, and this one is called Lotus. And then for the spots, I decided to use Curio Crochet thread. It's a size 10 crochet thread, and this one is called Kenai. Lastly, I use a size 2.75mm crochet hook for the size 3 yarn, a tapestry needle to sew in my ends, and a regular size needle with black regular size sewing yarn. For the nostrils for Ivysaur, and for the eyes, I use size 3 yarn in black with a little bit of white paint to create the shine. So let's get started for Ivysaur. So here we have Ivysaur. It's very similar to Bulbasaur. The only difference is the spots are different, slightly different, and we have the bulb that is different as well. But the head, the body, the ears, and the legs are all the same, so you're going to have to make those the exact same way that we did it. And once that's complete, we're going to move on to this part now. So here I have my body complete. We're going to start working on the bulb now. Okay, so here I have my pink yarn. It's the same size as the rest of the yarn that we use for the body. We're going to start off with 6 single crochet into a magic ring. So once again, to do a magic ring, take your 2 fingers, yarn over once, yarn over twice. Go underneath the first loop, pull the second one through, hold everything there, take your fingers out. Chain 1 to secure, and then into this magic ring, we're going to do 6 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, like this. Pull the tail tight. Okay, and as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and our beginning one here, 6. So here's our first stitch of the round. We're going to do the pattern single crochet increase all the way around. So the first stitch will be a single crochet, and then the second stitch will be an increase. 1 and 2, and that's going to be the pattern. The next stitch a single crochet, and the next stitch an increase. 1 and 2, and the next stitch is single crochet, and the final stitch an increase, and you're going to have 9 stitches at the end of this round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and just pull your tail tight to close that circle in the center. For round 3, we are going to do 2 single crochet increase. So at this point, we can start marking our round. Into the first single crochet, we are going to do 1 single crochet. Into the second single crochet, we are going to do another single crochet. So we did 2 single crochet, followed by an increase into the third stitch, 1 and 2. Okay, single crochet, increase. Okay, so we'll do that again, single crochet, and then single crochet, and then increase. 1 and 2. Alright, so we're going to do that one more time, single crochet, followed by an increase. So that's the end of round 3. For round 4 and 5, we are going to do 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around. Right, so now we're on round 4. And then for round 5, same thing, 1 single crochet all the way around. You're still at the end of round 5 going to have 12 stitches all the way around. I'll meet you at the end of round 5. Here we're at the end of round 5. We have 1 stitch left. So leave your last stitch of round 5. Okay, so this is the last 12th stitch of round 5. we're going to change our yarn at this stitch to a green color. So we're going to start off with the green petals now, and we have to change our color from the pink to the green. So to do that, to change your color, you insert your hook into the stitch, pull a loop through, and you're going to have 2 loops on your hook. Do not complete your single crochet. At this point, you're going to take your green and you're going to put it on the hook and pull the green through those 2 loops. Okay, like that. That's how you're going to change your yarn. And though technically your single crochet is complete and we've changed our yarn to the green, we're going to now start the next round. So insert your hook into the first stitch of round 6. And let's begin. At this point, you can also cut your pink. Leave a little bit of a tail, nothing too major, because we're going to work it in. And I'm going to show you how to work it in. Because this tail is loose right now, this pink, this is how we work it in. So you insert your hook into the stitch that you're working in. Right, so we're on round 6. So round 6, the pattern is single crochet 12. So 12 single crochet all the way around, 1 single crochet into each stitch all the way around for 12 stitches. Okay, so that's the pattern. So you insert your hook into the first stitch like we're ready to begin. And you take your tail here, the pink, and we're just going to rest it over the hook. And you take your green as well. You're just going to rest both of them on the hook. It's called working in the yarn. We're going to work in the yarn. So we're going to take our 2 tails, rest it on our hook, take your green, yarn over, pull through everything, 2 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and complete your single crochet. Right, so those tails are kind of in this stitch, and that's what we want. Into the next stitch, 1 single crochet according to the pattern, rest your 2 tails on there, yarn over, pull through everything, yarn over, pull through 2. And that completes our second single crochet. One more time I'm going to show you. Insert your hook, rest your tails over your hook, yarn over, pull through everything, yarn over, pull through 2. Complete your single crochet. And that's just going to secure your tails inside the work itself so that they don't become undone. And it just saves you time from tying it all together. This way you don't have to tie it all, just work it in. So do that for a couple of stitches, and then once you're done, once it looks secure, you can just cut the tail shorter. And then just keep working in your normal single crochets all the way around. Okay, so that's how you change yarns. So I'm going to continue doing my single crochets all the way around. Okay, and we are finished this round, round 6. Move our stitch marker over and let's begin round 7. Round 7, we're going to work into the back loops only. So remember, each stitch has 2 loops. The front loop is the one that's facing you, and the back loop is the one that's facing away from you. So you want it, for this round, we're going to work into the back loops only. So the back loop, we're going to do a decrease. So we're going to do 6 decreases all the way around. So the first 2 stitches. So same way we did the decreases before, instead of inserting your hook into the front loop, you insert your hook into the back loop of the first stitch, and then you go around and into the back loop of the second stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, that's 1 decrease. Next decrease, I'm going to show you again. Insert your hook into the back loop of the first stitch, insert your hook into the back loop of the second stitch, pull loop through, pull through 2, and 2 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so that's how we're going to do our decreases all the way around. So we did 2 decreases. We're going to do a total of 6. 3,
4, 5, and 6. Like that.
Okay, now we can take out our tail. So here we are. Once our piece is finished and stuffed, we're going to cut it, leave a tail, and pull it through, And we're going to take our tapestry needle and sew it closed. Okay, so the way we sew it closed is into your 6 stitches, into the front loops only. Go from bottom up into the first one, top down into the second one, third, fourth, fifth, and the final 6th one here. And now we're just going to pull it tight. That's going to close it off, and then we're just going to stick the tail inside the bud like this and pull it through, pull it tight, cut the tail, and we're ready for the next part. So here we are for the bud. This is what it looks like at the very end. Okay, now we're going to work the leaves all around the bud. So that's why we did the decreases into the back loop. By doing it in the back loop, you leave a front loop open right here all the way around, and that's what we have around here, and that's what we're going to work into the front loop. So the pattern for the leaves of round 1 is we're going to do 2 single crochet plus an increase. That's the pattern all the way around. So into the front loops, we're going to do 2 single crochet. 1, 2 single crochet, increase, 3. 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, increase, 1, 2, and then the last one here will be an increase. The last one, if you do not have a front loop like me, you're just going to work it into here like normal. Okay, so we're actually going to flip the seed facing this way with the pink going up, and we're going to insert our hook like that, and we're going to work these stitches around this way. Okay, grab your first stitch here like this, take your green yarn, here's my green yarn, we're going to just loop it over. Okay, so just wrap it around your hook and pull it through and hold everything there. Okay, now we're going to chain 1. So to chain 1, you yarn over your hook, pull through that loop, pull it through, chain 1, and we're going to do a single crochet into the same stitch. So into the same loop here that we inserted our hook. So yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. That's going to start off our round. For the next stitch, insert your hook into the next loop here, and we're going to work on our tail like before. So remember, yarn, rest it over your hook, and then finish your single crochet. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so we did 2 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet. So the pattern is 2 single crochet plus an increase. So 2 single crochet, and then the third stitch we're going to do an increase. So insert your hook and keep working in your tail and an increase. So that's 2 single crochet into the same stitch like that. Okay, I'm going to do that one more time for you. Insert your hook into the next stitch, complete a single crochet, 1, insert your hook into the next stitch, complete a single crochet, 2, and into the third stitch, insert your hook and complete 2 single crochet for your increase, 1, and another single crochet into the same stitch to complete your increase. At this point, the tail should be well secured, so we can just cut it off. Like this. So that's going to be the pattern all the way around. Single crochet, single crochet, increase, single crochet, single crochet, and here we are on our last stitch for our increase. As I said before, if you do not have a front loop available, just insert your hook into this space here and just complete your increase into this space here. Okay, like this. 1 and 2. So you're going to have 16 stitches at the end of this round. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. For round 2, we're just going to mark our round. Into this first stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. So here's our first stitch of the round, single crochet. Following that, we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to slip stitch into this single crochet that we just made into the 2 loops. So the single crochet that we made, we have at the base here 2 stitches. We're going to do a slip stitch into that. So go into both, yarn over, pull through both, and continue pulling through to create your slip stitch like that. Next, you're going to do one slip stitch into the next stitch. So here's our next stitch. We're working on both loops once again. Yarn over, pull through, and continue pulling through like that. Okay, so that's going to create these little lumps for the leaves. Okay, so that's the pattern all the way around. We're going to repeat that one more time. I'm going to show you. Into the next stitch, we're going to do a single crochet into both loops. Like normal, complete a single crochet. And you can see after that single crochet is complete, we have these two loops at the front. That's where we're going to do our slip stitch after we chain. So we're going to chain one, followed by a slip stitch. The slip stitch will be into these two front loops like that. Pull through and pull through, slip stitch. Now we're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, like that. So that's going to be the pattern all the way around. I will meet you at the end of this round. So here we are at the very end. We're just going to take out our stitch marker, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lumps all the way around. To fasten off, we're just going to slip stitch into this last stitch here before the first lump, just to close it off. Like that, just finish it with a slip stitch, and we are finished. So now we're going to cut our yarn, and we're going to leave a tail for sewing. So leave a tail, cut your yarn, and we are ready to sew it onto the body. Okay, so you're going to sew it like before, onto the body, just like that. Okay, to sew this seed onto the body, I'm just going to bring my stitch to the center here. So I'm just going to insert it into the center here, just to bring this yarn here, like that. That's going to give me the position that I want. I'm going to place it on here, figure out where I want it, and just start sewing it around. So here we are after we've done the seed to the body, and this is what it looks like. Okay, now we're just going to make the leaves. To make the leaves, we are going to chain 4. So remember, when we do chains, we do our slip knot. So to make your slip knot, we take your yarn, twist it, take the tail, pull the tail through, like this. Create the loop, insert your hook into the loop, pull the tail. That creates our slip knot. We're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to skip the first chain from the hook, which is this, and we're going to work into the second and to the third, a decrease, followed by into the last one, a single crochet. So skip the first, into the second, a decrease. To do a decrease, we insert your hook, pull loop through, 2 loops on hook. Go into the next chain, insert your hook, pull loop through, 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops, a decrease, and then into the last chain here, we're just going to do a single crochet. Like that. Now we're going to turn slightly and work on the other side. On the other side, we have the undersides of the 3 chains, 1, 2, 3. Okay, into the first underside, we are going to do 1 single crochet. So 1 single crochet. Into the second and to the third, we're going to do a decrease. So insert your hook into the second, pull it through. Insert your hook into the third, pull it through. 3 loops on hook, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. Okay, and that's going to complete our leaf. As you can see, we kind of have a point there. So what we're going to do is close it off now. Okay, so once we're done the leaf, we're just going to cut it, leave a tail for sewing. Pull it through. And then we're just going to tie these two tails together just to secure it. So just do a double knot to secure it, 1 and 2. And once that's done, as you can see, we kind of have like a somewhat of a leaf shape there. All right, so you're going to take your tail and sew it in. This one here, you're going to leave a small tail on this side because we're going to stuff it in. And then the longer tail we're going to sew. So here we have our leaf. You're going to pick your base of the leaf. So find which side you want the base of the leaf to be. So imagine it like a triangle. We have the base plus the two sides. This is going to be my base. So what we're going to do is we're going to stick the leaf one on each side. So one at the front, one on the side, one on the back, and one on the next side. And it's going to be underneath this seed. So insert your hook into this here, like this, onto the body, and sew it in there. So one. So we stick it into the body. Now we stick it into the seed. Now you stick it into the next stitch on the body. You stick it into the seed. Then you stick it into the body. And you want to stick it into this last and final stitch. You want to stick it into the body and go back to the beginning. So here's our beginning. See what I did there? I went from the seed to the body and then back to the beginning here. Pull. That's going to secure your leaf in place. Like that. Okay? See? Now you can do a couple more stitches to secure it if you want, just so it doesn't come all loose. I might just stick it in there, and then you're going to stick it at the body. Like that. Pull tight. Okay, and that's going to complete your first leaf. Stick this into the body. And that's how we do the leaf. Okay, so you're going to create 4 leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4. Attach them to the body, and I'll meet you once you're done. So here we are at the end of the leaves. This is what it looks like. I've attached the 4 leaves onto the bulb here. Okay, and at this point as well, I also attached the face. I started with the face. I did the 2 eyes, and I started with the spots on the sides. So the sides and the face, here's where I put the 2 spots. In between the eyes, I put the large spot right there, and the large spot took up three holes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's how I did that one. And the small spot I did horizontally between the 2 holes above the eye here. So then we have this space in between the 2 spots. Okay, so this spots is slightly different from Bulbasaur's spots. But this is how I did Ivysaur spots. The eyes I did the exact same way. I'm going to add a little white paint afterwards, and of course you're still going to have to add the nostrils in using black thread. Alright, and once again I'm going to be using sewing thread with a sewing needle just because it's thinner, it won't clash with the 2 eyes. In terms of the side spots, I have 2 spots. So this one is the same as we did as Bulbasaur's. I just added another one kind of underneath and on an angle, and again horizontally with a space in between. And on the other side as well, same thing, same as Bulbasaur's, but then with a space in between, I added another spot kind of on an angle here. Okay, so those are Ivysaur spots. You're going to do the spots the exact same way that we did Bulbasaur's, just apply them in different locations as you've seen. Add the nostrils, maybe some white paint for the eyes, and then we're going to move on to Venusaur.